Oh boy, here we go. Who's in here tonight? Anyone else wondering how long the wait will be? Well, try to keep it short. I don't try to keep it long. I just think that the little waiting screen gives me you know, a little bit of time to post the link and let people know that it's going live. But I try not to keep you guys waiting. Yeah, there we go. See, now you guys are seeing some stuff. Hey, so we got Jaster in here. We got Andrew Steers up in here saying, "Yo." What's going on, guys? I don't think I do live streams at night usually. It's nighttime here. I live in the LA area of California in the United States. So, yeah. Who else is in here? We getting some people in here. Hey, share this stream. I want to see how many people we can get in here. It adds a little suspense for the viewers. It adds a little. Yeah, I think you know what. Now that you said that, Jaster, I think I'm gonna have to make you wait for at least 30 seconds next time. That's for sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we're gonna be having a little discussion, and actually, the discussion is more me talking or asking you guys, what are you guys doing for productivity? Like, so I don't know if you saw the title when you joined. What's going on, Fabio? I don't know if you guys saw the title when you joined, but this is supposed to be based around how to be more productive. And I wanted to talk about some of the things that I'm gonna start attempting that I'm not actually currently doing. I know pretty much everything that I need to do in order to be productive, but I just have not been productive. Like today, it took me so long before I could start focusing in on work. Like I was just working, but I was not focused. Like I was like my mind kept drifting and wandering. So I wanted this to be kind of like a two-way communication. I was kind of hoping that you guys would kind of let me know what you guys do for productivity, as well as share some of the things that I plan on doing to increase my productivity, so that we can have this conversation and all move up together. That's what the Kilo Loco channel is. That's what Kilo Loco stands for. It's bringing you from here, taking you up there, and I'm hoping that I move up in the process too. So Andrew, man, I was just trying to figure out how to optimize my time. Then I saw your notification. Perfect. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I like to do. But if you guys could just do me a little favor, if you guys could just share the link just so that we could get more people in here. Because I really want to get as many people in here for this particular conversation. Like usually it's nice to have like a good amount of people in here. But I really want to get as many people in here because I'm trying to find out what everybody else is doing so that we can all kind of benefit from the information and while we like kind of hang out here and just talk about this topic, because I think it's beneficial for everybody if we all share. So if you guys could just share this link, try to get a couple more people in here so that we can get going. But yeah, let me ask you guys real quick before we start talking about this. How have you guys been liking the content? I've been trying to go daily. That's primarily why I need to that's why I really need to like get more productive, is because this whole daily thing is like very time consuming, and I want to keep doing it. I really enjoy doing it for you guys, like learning new topics, putting out stuff, hearing that, hey, like this helped me out, this helped me do this helped me do that. Hey, I built my app because you helped me out. Like that stuff is super that's what inspires me to keep going, because I really do enjoy it, guys. I really do. So yeah. Jaster, good idea for the video, man. I'm kind of procrastinating by watching the video. Yeah, so I'm hoping that what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a hit in productivity right now, and this video is probably only gonna be like half an hour to an hour, no longer than an hour. I know that for a fact. But half an hour to an hour, and then we take the hit on the productivity right now, and I'm hoping that we all learn something new, so that us losing that half an hour to an hour ended up being way more beneficial in the long run, so that we could be more productive and productive and stop procrastinating as much. What's going on, AR? Glad to see you back in here, man. Yeah, because I actually used to procrastinate. Like, that was my entire thing in high school. Actually, it was my entire thing most of my life. And what really got me messed up on being productive and being organized and doing all the things the right way and not procrastinating and not being productive was the fact that I could get away with it. I'm a fairly smart guy, or at least I know how to get around the American school system. So I was able to always pass the class. Like, I've never failed the class, right? Now, that doesn't mean that I had straight A's, but I got the same degree as everybody else. So, yeah, I mean, for school, it was like if I wanted to get an A on a paper, I could still do it that night, and I knew exactly what the teacher wanted to hear in order to get an A or B. So, yeah. What is your favorite productivity app? AR is asking. Example, like Trello, To Do, for coding / programming specifically. Okay, so let's just jump right in. So, productivity wise, so what helps me? So you guys might be familiar with this, but I'm actually using Trello kind of as a place to store some of my thoughts. I'm using it more like a brain dump. If you guys ever ask me to do a video, you'll see that I put it in Trello. Now, Trello doesn't actually help me be productive per se, but it helps store all the information that I need in order to go back and look at it, and I could use it relatively quickly. So usually when you ask me to cover a video, I'll say, oh, okay, great topic, and I'll make a Trello card right then and there because I don't want to forget about it. And then I'll actually send you the link to the Trello card to show you that, hey, I'm not just saying, oh, blah, 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 and then like away you go. I'm listening to you. And if I don't think that the topic is suitable, I'll actually say, you know what, like maybe a piece of the topic is suitable, but what you're asking for might be like too specialized. It wouldn't benefit the majority of people, which is what the videos are kind of meant to do. I mean, I'll specialize in some things, but mainly you want to get the concept down, which should give you enough information on how to accomplish everything that you're trying to do. But yeah, so I do use Trello, but it's not like a productivity thing. I know that, the whole Kanban style helps some people, but I just don't find that to be super productive. And I'm going to talk on some of the other apps that I use later too. I'd like to know something about dynamic type. It cost me quite a lot of time. About dynamic type? It cost me quite a lot of time. Dynamic type. I don't know, Lisa. I'm kind of I've had a long day, so I just might not be able to understand the question, but I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Could you probably rephrase it, or ask, or maybe like ask it in a different way? All right. So one of the apps that I've been using to be a little bit more productive is called Things 3 in particular. Let me see if you guys can get that. I can't. Hold on. I'll try to share it in the link. Now, Things 3, I believe it is a paid application, and yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Things 3. It's a paid application. It's on the App Store. It's an iOS app. I'm not sure if they have Android. Probably does, but I'm not sure. They have, for sure, an iOS app for the iPhone, a separate one for the iPad. You have to pay for it again, and then like a $50 one for the Mac, which I haven't bought because I just haven't, I haven't been on top of it and using it every day. Now, I do I do want to start using it more. I've been trying to use it, but then I just fall off. Like that's the whole thing with me. I start doing something and then I just kind of fall off. Like I'll miss a day and then it just turns into like this downward spiral, and it's just I just stop doing it. So I was hoping that maybe you guys have a couple of different techniques that you use that I could use that might help me on that type of thing. But yeah. I think I'm also going to be looking into another app that I used to have a long time ago, back in like 2013. It was called Streaks. And Streaks is a really cool way, because all it is it's like you just say, did you do this one thing today? And it's like a yes, it's just yes or no. If you did it, then you mark it. Right? So I think it's pretty cool. And what it does, it'll show you a calendar and it'll show you how many times in a row you were able to do that. Like how you have if you have an Apple Watch, right? If you have an Apple Watch, then it will tell you like, hey, you've been doing this. You closed all your rings for like, a week straight or something like that, which I haven't done in like so long. But yeah, there's that. But going back to what I was talking about, Things is really nice because, one, the UI is amazing. It's a really beautiful app. And then they also let you break things down into into several categories. So there's like areas, so that it would be like areas of your life. Like, so, you have your family area, you have your business area, maybe you have your developer area, because that's not necessarily the same thing as your business area. So you have your developer area. And what you could do is you can start putting these tasks that you want to complete, all these things that you want to complete, and then they can have subtasks in them so that you can break them down. Which I took psychology. I actually majored in psychology when I was going to school, and I don't know why, but one of the courses that I had to take was like self-improvement or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, the book that I was, or the book that we were studying or whatever, it was talking about you have to break down your goals into micro achievements, right? So let's say your goal is to become a master in Swift. Let's say, yeah, you just want to learn Swift. You don't even know Swift. You want to learn Swift, right? And you want to be a master, right? Well, you might need to break that down, because I just want to be a master. Like, how long is it going to take you to be a master? It might take you a couple of years to be a master. So you're just going to have that box sitting there unchecked for all those years. It's just going to make you feel bad. So what you actually have to do is you have to break it into smaller achievements, so that you can actually see your progress and track your progress and see, how long it takes you, and actually like feel accomplished when you do something. So, if you know nothing about Swift, maybe your first thing is to figure out the syntax of the language. Maybe that's the first thing. And then the next thing is to know how to properly write a for loop, right? And then as you go, you just start marking those things, and you feel accomplished inside, because you did something. You did something that day. You made that day count, right? Because I think a lot of us end up going through the days doing things like we'll do stuff that we kind of enjoy. But at the end of the day, we just you kind of look back on your day and, damn, that day was kind of wasted, So, yeah, break them down into micro achievements. Now, we'll get back to that, but we got a couple of questions in here. How many years, AR, how many years have you, I think he's saying, been doing iOS development, or is this live stream only for productivity? I would prefer to keep this live stream geared towards productivity, but I'll answer any questions that you guys got. Q&A, it's always fun, So, how many years have I been doing iOS development? So as long as Swift is old, and then a couple of months before that. So, real quick, let's just see how when Swift came out. I want to say it was in 2014. Swift language release date. So it was the January before. It was like the December/January before Swift came out. So 1.1 was released in 2014, right? So I've been programming since like January of 2014, so about 4 years. right? I sucked at learning Objective-C for a couple of months until Swift actually came out, and then this is when I switched over to Swift. Probably not the first day, but definitely probably within that month of October, if not September, October, November, probably in November. That's probably when I started, really getting the hang of things, because Swift was like a way better language. They came out with books. There was the tutorials that were coming out, like the Stanford tutorial came out not too long after that. There was like all kinds of stuff where you could start learning. The problem with hold on, let me go back. The problem that I had was that the books were still geared towards somebody that knew development, and I didn't know development. I was learning Objective-C / web development, like so HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I was learning all that stuff, maybe like 1 hour a day max. And then I kind of geared towards getting more into it after Swift came out, and I just fell in love with the language. So about 4 years. Been hired for almost 2 years. So, yeah. I find the hardest thing for me sometimes is getting started. Once I get started, I'm usually good to go. What are some mind tricks to just do it? That is an amazing statement, Andrew. Because I'm exactly the same way. And other than just saying just do it, like I don't have an answer for that. I'm hoping that maybe somebody in here has an answer for that. I kind of want like one of those. I want like a passive aggressive app. I know there's a few out there, but I want like a passive aggressive app to say like kind of like like a dick like statement to you, like, hey, why are you just sitting there, like, get off your ass and go do something, right? Like I want something like that, to kind of get you. But the way that I kind of do that is I kind of have to go in the opposite direction. Like what makes me just want to do it is I have to go in the opposite direction. I have to see what like my competitors are doing. I guess competitors, it is what it is. We're competitors. I have to see what my competitors are doing, like the other YouTubers, which I watch. I love. I think I bring up the other YouTubers in like all my live streams so far. I love watching them, but I watch what they're doing, and I'm like, man, I could probably do that. I could do that probably better, in my personal opinion. Everybody has their own thing, but I'm like, oh, well, I need to do that. And then I also need to go spend time with my family. So I have to like cut away, because usually when I find myself thinking like, oh, I need to get some work done, it's usually while I'm like watching TV or something like that. Like my wife leaves the TV on, and then I just get distracted, and then I'm not doing what I need to do. Anyway, so I have to go spend time, and I have to realize, hey, look, my family needs this. This is why I'm working. My family needs this. So get your ass to work. But other than just saying just do it, like I don't have a thing for you to, really use. Eunice says, what's easier, web development or iOS development? What's an easier place to start for a newbie? Now, Eunice, you need to really, you need to just decide. You need to figure out what it is that you really enjoy about development. Do you even enjoy development? Or like, do you even know anything about development? Or are you just trying to figure out where to start? Because the problem is that a new person to development will think that they have to learn all these different things, and then they don't end up starting. So once again, this is like a productivity. What you need to do is you need to just say, you need to suck it up, you need to figure it out, and you need to say, I'm going to just choose this one thing. Flip a coin if you have to. I'm going to choose this one thing and just stick with that thing, and then just no regrets, go all in on it. Just go all in on it. What's easier? Probably, if you have a Mac, you know what? Web development's easier, because you don't even need to know a real language to get started in web development. HTML, I don't count as a real language. CSS, I don't count as a real language. JavaScript is a real language. I'll tell you that much. JavaScript's a real language, but it's very hard to learn. But you can start making websites like that without even knowing like really how to code. But I would say, like, are you an Apple fanboy? Because then you need to just start doing Apple. Like that's what made me start wanting to do iOS development. Is I'm an Apple fanboy. I love everything that Apple picks out. If you have an Android and you love Android, you're like, oh, iOS is freaking stupid. All their stuff is locked and there's so many securities and all this. Then do Android. If you don't know either, or if you don't have a preference towards either, and you really just want to start doing something that you can just get results today and super easy, HTML, CSS, start building websites. Are you planning to switch to blockchain programming? Nate, I don't think so. I was really excited about it. My friend Redfoo from he had got us onto a boot camp. That's actually where Mark Price kind of got introduced to blockchain development. Was the same boot camp. It was Redfoo had bought the thing. He had bought the boot camp at his house, and Mark Price, another developer, Frank, which is an awesome guy. He's been in development for a long time, and then myself, we were all part of that blockchain development. Now, I was super excited about it, and I really kind of want to get into it, but the problem, I don't see it happening within the first half of the year for sure. Like, it will not happen. If it does ever happen, if I do get into blockchain development, it won't be until July. I have so much stuff on my plate that I just can't even switch. I wanted to get Swift to a point to where you can start programming Swift on the blockchain because I love my language, but I don't have the time. I just don't. I wish I could, but I just can't. So blockchain development programming, I'll probably learn it because that was one of my goals. I was to learn Solidity, which is the programming language for Ethereum, but not for this first half of the year. I need to see where my life is by that second half, and then I'll have a better answer. So, but it is an interesting topic, and if you are interested and you have the time to do it, definitely do it, Nate, because I truly believe that blockchain is where we're headed, and I think that you'll have a very a very bright future if you learn it. Thanks, says AR. My pleasure. Satvik, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self? Learn code? Oh man, I wish I would have learned code. I said this in the last live stream too. I have a lot of respect for Jared Davidson because he is a young guy. I think he's 18 now. He might be 19, but he's a young guy, and he had his YouTube channel for at least 3 years now. And he's been making videos on iOS development. I don't even know when he started, but he's been making videos on iOS development. So he probably has around 5 years of experience with iOS development. And I mean, to have that level of knowledge at 18, man, his future is so wide open. Like, he can do so much. I'm not saying that if you're older that you can't, but to have that safety net, wow, that's like you can always just fall back on like development. If he ever wanted to, like, if he wanted to just go be an artist, he could just put out apps on the side, do whatever he does for his business, and just go be like a painter or something like that. So I think that's really cool. I usually don't stick to a schedule, which may be bad. Maybe if people like us were to stick to stricter schedules, we would get started when we need to. Now that, Andrew, you're the only one that's like speaking to me right now. I love you. I love it right now. Andrew, I absolutely agree. Yeah, I absolutely agree, Andrew. Like, if we could stick to a schedule, I think that's what I need to do. I need to just plan out how my day is gonna look, because I've heard somewhere, I don't know who to credit for the quote, but the thing is, like, if you don't if you don't plan it, it won't get done. I've heard that quote somewhere. But I believe it, and it will help. I think that's what I need to do, is set up like an entire calendar, and set up, and just every second of my day, I think I just need to have designated to some type of activity. Now, the problem with having a schedule, because I've done this before, the problem with having a schedule is that if you don't start at that moment, and you just miss it, then you just kind of feel like that's when your day just becomes chaotic, because you either try to compensate and do that thing for longer, which cuts into the rest of your schedule for the rest of the day, or you just blow it off altogether. That's been my experience. I don't know about you. So what I think I'm going to try to do, and maybe you should try to do, and let me know if it works for you. What I think we need to do is kind of look at a schedule a little bit differently, take a different perspective on it. And what we can do is, instead of saying this is a strict schedule, at this time I need to start and at this time I need to stop, then if we could shift that perspective to saying, okay, let me look at my phone right now, it's 8:52. What should I be doing right now? And I see, oh, I'm supposed to be working on my contracting work right now. Then I could just be like, okay, that's what my focus needs to go on. Even if I was live streaming right now and I'm doing something else, I look at my phone and I'd be like, okay, this time is supposed to be designated for that. I'm gonna start doing that. And if I have that perspective of like, I just check my phone to just see what I should be doing, as opposed to making it like a strict thing, I think it'll help, because the entire thing is like, things are gonna pop up. Life is life. Nothing's structured, and things are gonna pop up, and you're gonna find yourself off your schedule. So what I think you need to do is just use your schedule as a reference to show what you should be doing, but at that cutoff limit, just stop. Just stop. If you didn't get to do what you were supposed to do, then just stop and do the thing that you're supposed to do in this next block of time. So I think I might actually start doing that as well, Andrew. So yeah, I'll probably let you guys know how all this stuff goes in a couple of weeks if it works for me. So actually, let me get a little notepad so I can talk about, or so I can actually jot down some of these things that we should definitely be doing, because I don't want this stuff to go to waste. I don't want to forget it as soon as we leave the live stream. So the first thing that I said is get a Streaks app. That's one thing that I want to do. Schedule my entire day, and then I also want to look for a passive aggressive app, because I think that's kind of like the kick in the ass that I need to get going. Jonathan Fernandez says, how would you put in order in terms of importance of the following for an aspiring iOS developer: boot camp, internship, and personal projects? Okay. Well, what I would say is, if you have access to an internship, take the internship. An internship, generally what an internship is it's an opportunity to get experience right away, and you'll probably be learning under somebody, because an internship doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get paid. So I'm assuming that you're going to be picking up the stuff that they don't want you to do. So if it's a code related internship, then do the internship, because experience trumps everything. It trumps everything. It trumps your stupid college degree. It trumps your stupid certificate from your boot camp. It trumps, all the different languages that you think that you know. If you have experience and somebody can validate that, then that's what you want, right? And it gets your foot in the door. That's what you want. So if you have access to an internship where it's actually going to be showing you code, where you're actually going to be doing stuff in code, not just getting people coffees and stuff like that. Don't go for an internship where they're just going to be saying, oh, hey, go get me some Starbucks. Don't do that. That's stupid, right? then go with the internship. Next, if you don't have access, if the internship is like, hey, go get me some coffee, don't do that. Next would be a boot camp. That would be the next best thing that you can do. And I'll tell you why it's better than doing personal projects. One, personal projects don't give you a deadline. You're just working with whatever you want. You're going to be probably starting a bunch of little things and they'll never get complete. And you'll probably be doing it all on your own, and you're limited to the amount of knowledge that you could, absorb by yourself. A boot camp is super beneficial, and I just actually put out a devlog on this last night. If you watch devlog 4, I talk about is a boot camp right for you. A boot camp is for a person that's looking that probably hates their business life, and they're looking to make a change pretty quickly. And they just have to get out of their current situation, right? Because the boot camps are generally expensive. They're expensive. I'm not gonna lie, they're expensive. But a boot camp will provide you with a mentor. It will give you a network, because then you have a couple of different people that complete that boot camp with you. Now you can. I mean, you might not talk to them a whole lot in class, but you have that connection with them. You can reach out to them. And then, after the class, after the boot camp, maybe you guys come together to build a really super awesome app. Maybe, Maybe one of you guys gets hired at Google, and, maybe not Google, but because, Google isn't going to be looking for references. But let's say you get hired at a company, and they're looking to bring on another junior developer, right? A couple months down the road, and you still don't have a job. They might reach out to you if you guys are close enough, and they might be like, hey, you know what? Kilo, do you want a job? We're hiring over here, and they seem to be fine with my skills, and we took the same class. You should be a perfect fit. And then you come on, and you know somebody in the company, so it helps, So, yeah, I would say boot camp. Because a boot camp is also going to give you all the skills that you need to make more complex personal projects. And that's why I would say personal projects is number 3. So I would say internship first if it's an actual code related internship and somebody can actually teach you. Then I would say boot camp. Then I would say personal projects. What are some of your favorite iOS YouTubers? AR, honestly, I'm going to miss a couple. So the best thing for you to do is just go to my channel. Like if you click on the Kilo Loco name, like just make sure you just command click on it so that it opens in a new window. But if you click on my name and you go to my channel, I'll have like a list on the right side of all the different YouTubers that I was kind of following at the time. And there's a good list right there. But off the top of my head, you have like I said, Jared Davidson. Awesome guy. Sean Allen, Coding with Chris, Mark Moykins, Brian Advent, and Let's Build That App, Brian Voong. Some of the other ones that I used to watch aren't doing videos anymore, but I think all those guys are still doing videos. So yeah. That makes sense. I've had the same experience. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, Andrew. So, going back, does anybody else have any, recommendations or you want to talk about some of the things that you do to be more productive? I'm really looking for, your guys' input here, guys. So I really want to learn from you. So another thing that helps me stay productive is I have to code with music, right? Like, if I don't have music on, like sometimes I could work like if I'm already in the zone. But the problem is that it's very hard for me to get in the zone without music. And I personally like Apple Music. Pay Apple and they take care of me for just about everything that I need. I got my storage through them. I got my music through them. They're hanging on to like all my passwords and stuff like that. Like, Apple's my one-stop shop. I'm an Apple fanboy. What can I say? So there's that. And And I know that some people, like, actually, I've seen a couple of different things that have said that Spotify is working for a lot of people. Now, I'm not going to switch over to Spotify. Once again, Apple fanboy, but I heard that Spotify has like playlists that you can compose, and that some developers, they'll share their playlist or whatever helps them get into the zone. Now, I listen to all different types of music. Well, not, I wouldn't say all different types of music. I listen to the music that I like, and it has words in it, and it doesn't really bother me. If anything, if I listen to a song that I really enjoy, I just get into it. I'm like, bam, 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 and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it, and I'm coded. And I'm like, yeah, man. So yeah, I listen to that type of music, but supposedly the best music that will get you into what's called flow, and flow is when, I guess, when you hit, essentially it's like you being in the zone. I don't want to even get into flow. When you get into your zone, the best music to do that is called Baroque music. I don't know how to spell that, but it's called Baroque. Sounds like broke, but it's Baroque. And that music is there's like scientific proof that it's supposed to help you get into your zone, because it doesn't have it because of the tempo, and it doesn't have words in it. So if you feel that music with words is just too distracting for you, then look up Baroque. It's like a type of classical music, from my understanding, and that should help you get into. Yeah, see, people are spelling it for me because my ass doesn't know how to spell. See, just so you know, you don't have to be a good speller to be a programmer. Okay, so that's just proof. But yeah, right here in the chat, let me highlight it. 2 people put it in, Andrew and Rick, and Baroque. That music is supposed to do wonders for you on getting in the zone. So check that out. But if you're like me, then maybe you could just listen to music that you really love, and then it has words in it, and you keep going. All right, so let's see. That makes sense. Have you ever done auto layout programmatically? Yes, I've been recently touching on this for a couple of different reasons, but I don't really like it. It just feels weird to think. It feels weird to code in a way that you can just do in a storyboard, but you're choosing not to do it in a storyboard, if that makes sense. Now, I understand that there are benefits having constraints and doing all the things that storyboards can do without having, the slower run times. But yeah, it just feels weird. And I'm probably gonna make videos on this because I have to start this transition of going from storyboards to coding, just because it's gonna improve my skill set as a developer. I already know most of the stuff, but when you're working with pure code, it really allows you to absorb everything that's going on, and you start understanding things like life cycles of the view controller a lot better. It doesn't limit you in the way that you do your design patterns. So there's benefits there. It's just that I haven't gotten around to it. Like I said, I'm getting busy, and if this might be one of the videos that I have to do, and that's why I need to know how to be more productive. That's why you guys got to tell me, how can I be more productive? I'm sharing the things that I know, but I want to know what you guys are doing too. One small thing one small thing I try to do is make sure that I eat and do small chores, like go to the grocery store before I start working, so it doesn't break my zone. Very good. Very good. I like that, Andrew. You're saying nothing but good things. I like it. I'm just going to say hi to Rakesh real quick because he just jumped in. What's up, Rakesh? And then Nate is saying, Tune It Radio, good to go to. Yeah, so if you guys are looking for something to play music to help you get in the zone, Nate is recommending that you do Tune It Radio. Haven't seen it, but Nate's probably a good guy, and he's probably telling you the truth. But yeah, one small thing I try to do is make sure I eat and do small chores. Now, that gets me back over to another point. And there's this other thing, what's going on, Ask Muncher iPod from Canada, man. That brings me back to another point. I actually made an app a long time ago that was for doing your tasks in, apparently there's already a system called, it's Pomodoro. Hey guys, spell Pomodoro out for me in the chat so that other people could look it up, because I don't know how to spell it. I would have to look it up on Google and then figure out how to spell it and then look it up properly after that. Pomodoro, like the Pomodoro technique. So the other way to do things, and I think I'm still going to use this with the scheduling, is the Pomodoro technique, where I think the thing is scheduled around, I want to say it was 25-minute tasks. Like you do one thing for 25 minutes and then you skip to something different, right? But the entire concept is that you just do as much as you can, as fast as you can in that limited time frame, and then you switch to doing something else so that you're constantly accomplishing all these little tasks. And thank you, Andrew. So that you're constantly accomplishing all these little tasks, and I'm telling you that works, because what I did was I made this app, right, and it was a really ugly, but it was a very smart app, and it was just for me. I didn't put it on the App Store. I made this app, and all it was is because I don't do chores around the house, right? I make my beautiful, always busy wife do all the chores around the house, and I just don't help, because I just always say that I'm too tired or something like that. I'm bad when it comes to that type of stuff. I want to be better, and this is partially why I'm doing this video, because I want to be better for my wife too. But yeah, so what I was doing was I would say, okay, I'm gonna do this for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna take a break, and during the break I get to do whatever I want. So I would do maybe like, I'm gonna do 45 minutes of playing the game, because I used to play the game a lot back then. I used to play, back then it was PS4. I'd play PS4 a lot for like 40 minutes, and then at that 40-minute mark, I'd get off or like finish the last game, and then I'd do 10 minutes of cleaning. And when you only have 10 minutes of cleaning, you're like rushing and you're trying to get everything up as fast as you can. Like, like your parents are coming home and you just threw a party, and it's like one of those movies where you throw a party and you have to get everything cleaned up so that they didn't know that you threw a party the night before or something like that. So yeah, I have to look into that. Because that technique that freaking works. So Pomodoro, definitely check it out. Andrew spelled it out for you right here. Pomodoro, like that. And I think that's going to be how I'm going to do it. So let me tell you what I'm thinking right now. I said that I'm going to create a schedule of everything I'm going to be doing throughout the day, right? So what I'm thinking of doing is using the Pomodoro technique with a schedule, and I think if I do that, I could be super productive, right? So if let's say I have 3 hours to do, like 3 or 4 hours, let's say 3 hours to do my contracting work, right? What I would do is this block would be contracting, but it would be contracting / let's say chores or something like that, right? So I think what I'm going to do is each block is going to have a primary task and a secondary task, and the secondary task will be like my break, so that I'm not going to just be just like vegging out. I'm going to actually try to be more productive in my breaks. So it'll be like contracting work, and then / cleaning the kitchen or something like that, right? So I'll work on my coding for the contracting, and then I'll take a break, and that break will just consist of me like cleaning cleaning the kitchen, washing the dishes, or whatever it is, you know. So I think I'm gonna try doing that. Ask Muncher. No, I don't watch hockey. My parents recently got into hockey, like a couple years back, and they said that it's a really fun sport to watch. They don't watch it on TV. They were going to the actual hockey games, and they seemed to like it. They said it was a pretty good experience. Have you ever used Agile process for iOS dev? Probably. I mean, if you could be a little bit more, if you could elaborate a little bit more, Rickon, then I could probably talk to that a little bit more. But I'm pretty sure, because the startup that I work out is kind of agile. Like we're not being very structured in a lot of stuff that we do, which I hate. Jaster, hey man, I wish I could stay. Keep killing it. All right, see you later, Jaster. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Hazim, hello Kilo. I'm one of your biggest fans from Egypt. What's up from Egypt? What's up from Egypt? And I have a question. I'm fresh iOS developer, and sometimes while I'm coding, I feel I'm lost and don't know what I should do next. Is that normal? Well, yes, it's normal. Yeah, it's normal. I mean, you can get lost, especially if you're doing this on your own. So, you know, it kind of goes back to like the productivity thing, right? You want to make sure that you're being as productive as you can to learn this code. And a way that you could do that is you can set little goals. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that they're achievable goals. You always want to make sure that they're achievable goals so that you can, you know, figure out which way to go next. Now, I would say if you're just doing this on your own and you don't have a roadmap, I would say try to make a roadmap, right? And what I mean by roadmap is, you know, try to plot like little like have an end goal, but have little tasks along the way that would actually create you achieving that end goal, right? So if you could create a roadmap for yourself, then that will help you stay on track. Also, if you just don't know what to learn next, what you could do is you could you don't have to buy a book, but what you do is you preview a book, like you either preview the Big Nerd Ranch, you know, one of the Ray Wenderlich books or whatever. You preview one of those, you know, popular books that might be maybe you don't want to buy, and you just look at what they're teaching in the table of contents and then use that as a guide. So let's say the first thing that you're learning is about arrays, right? Okay, and then the next thing it's saying that you're going to be learning about is dictionaries. Well, if you know arrays but you don't know dictionaries, well then now you know that you need to learn dictionaries, right? So then you just go on YouTube and watch somebody that has a video on YouTube about dictionaries, and that's one way to learn. All right. Andrew says, I'm taking 2 great tips from this stream. Thanks. Gotta go. All right. See you later, Andrew. Really appreciate it. So yeah. Do we have any other recommendations on how to be more productive? I think that I kind of got to share a good amount of my thoughts on what I think can help, you know, me and you be a little bit more productive. But do you guys have something that can help be more productive? You know, help some of the people that are watching this. Help me. You know, if I've provided value, and you want to help me out, hey, this is a free way to help me out. You know, let me know how I can be more productive, so that I can get you guys better videos with more quality. Get you guys, you know, my platform out, and get you guys everything that you deserve, you know. So help me out so I can help you out. I would recommend others to take periodic breaks, particularly one without the involvement of technology, i.e. Jog, walk, or run. So some type of physical activity. Plus, you're releasing dopamine, making you happier. Yeah, so Jonathan, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on periodic breaks, which is why I think I'm gonna do the kind of, like, maybe not to the T Pomodoro technique, but I'm gonna definitely be switching off to different tasks so that, I don't just get burned out of doing one thing. And I think I could use that as a break, especially if it's like something physical, like, cleaning, because cleaning is kind of physical, it makes you sweat and get dirty and all this other stuff. So I think I might be doing that. Now, the dopamine, I've never had that dopamine hit from doing a workout. I completely understand that there's science behind it. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm just saying I don't have the stamina to hit that point to where the dopamine kicks in and a workout feels good for me. I just don't have the stamina. I've never had that, and I don't think I'm ever going to hit that. But I completely agree. I think a lot of people still can do that. I just don't think that would be for me. Thank you so much for your help. You are the best. Thank you, Hazim. I appreciate that. Ultimately, it's great to have a perspective in the context of biology and not just dealing with productivity mentally. Yes, so that's true. Biology, you have to think about your health, because that's true. So like if you're consuming like a bunch of crappy food, my understanding is that having a bad diet can also take a toll on your focus, from my understanding. Like, this is my dinner right here. Soylent. I get more vitamins in this than I ever would eating the crap that I would normally eat. So, I mean, you guys might not be happy with Soylent, but it's giving me vitamins. It's quick. I don't have to cook anything. Awesome. All right. Tatenda. Hi, I'm from Zimbabwe. What's going on, man? Man, your stuff is dope. I do UI using code, but when it comes to iPad apps, I switch to storyboards so that I can use size classes. Is that the way of using size classes in code? Or is there a way of using size? Honestly, I haven't really spent much time doing iPad development. I haven't done iPad development in over a year. I never touched size classes, and I can't help you with that. I have to brush up on my skills for iPad development, to be honest. Sorry. All right, guys. So I think that's gonna be it. We've seemed to run out of people that were kind of recommending ways to be more productive, which is fine. Some people had to leave and they had to go be productive elsewhere. So that's fine. So I'm going to take off. I think the rest of my day is done. I did quite a bit of work. I might still touch on some other things for work, but I think I'm going to just take all these notes that we got today, and I'm going to, start implementing them so that tomorrow I could be super productive and I could accomplish all the things that I want to do. So yeah, I'll also be having a live stream tomorrow. The entire app building process will be tomorrow. Not sure what time, but there will be one tomorrow. And then we got a couple more questions in here. Okay, do companies care that much if you know how to design iOS apps as an iOS developer? It depends on the company. If you go to Google, they don't give a damn because they're going to have a professional doing it. It's not going to be you. But if you're going to be at a startup, they might, it will definitely help your chances, because if you can replace somebody else's job that they haven't hired yet, then you obviously look more appetizing as somebody to hire. And then Salil says, where to learn functional programming using Swift? I think Brian Advent touched on something for functional programming. I'm definitely going to be having something on functional programming soon. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to take off. You guys have a great rest of the night. Make sure you keep coding passionately and stay productive as all hell. If you made it through this entire live stream, just make sure that you're subscribed. For whatever reason, people don't subscribe to my channel, and a lot of people feel that I do a decent job at least. So if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. Trying to get you guys daily content, and One last thing from Jonathan. I am currently looking into getting better setup to computer chair standing, lighting, something to keep in mind. And I am wondering, yeah. So standing actually doesn't do wonders like people make it out to, but look it up. It's not that great. So yeah, all right. Have a great rest of the night, guys. Thank you for your time, and thank you for giving me tips on being more productive. I'm definitely gonna try to implement that and keep these daily videos coming up for you guys. So, all right, peace. Keep coding passionately. Love you all. See you later. Bye.